Meeting the one is like finding a needle in a haystack, but how can we find inner happiness with or without a partner? Joining us live is Ronny, Hatchwell, spiritual mentor of the Be and It Will Be method. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, this is a very hot topic because there's so many conflicting, stories, books, everything on people like desperate to meet the one. But explain what that means. When you're saying desperate to meet the one or really wanting to meet the one, is that like the kind of the tabooed way to actually make that happen?
No. Well, the thing is that we're always going to invite our mirrors, so we've got to be very careful what we wish for.
And it just may happen.
It just may happen. The point is that everybody has a shopping list of what they think they want to fill their own void. They forget that the other person has a void too, so at some point it's just going to all break up. I think that if we want someone special in our life, we have to take the traits that we want to pre-order and actually be that person ourselves. If I'm going into a relationship looking for somebody to fill a hole in me, it's not going to work because there's a heavy burden on the other side. And what's going to happen in the end is that people are going to feel frustrated, and it's going to be about, did you take the washing down, or did you do this? And nobody's actually going to be in the relationship. I always say to people in couples, don't talk about the relationship because everybody's turned into an analyst, Have fun with the relationship rather than talk about it. But before that, I can give you an example. We're talking about the law of surrender. Whatever we're talking about here, we're talking about the law of surrender. It's a different law to what we were used to. And what it means is that the very thing that you want, you've got to let go of because that's ruling your life. You're becoming an addict to that thing that you want. You'll find people who are looking for partners. They think they'll find them at their friend's wedding. They think the pizza boy is the guy, and they'll open the door and thinking, oh, and then they get disappointed. They go on dating sites, and they actually come to the actual meeting with a questionnaire. It's just like somebody's going to ask for a job.
But do you think that also is kind of what contributes to not having organic connections, because everyone's like literally there with a laundry list, and when you have dating websites, it's like, if they don't fit the list, that's it, and there's so many other people available that it like stops a real connection?
Well, connections can be anywhere. They can be on a dating site, but you have to first be that person that you want to receive, because we're mirrors. You don't want to receive that person who's desperate. You're being desperate if you're looking. If you're searching all the time, then you are radiating to the world that I don't have. And I think that what we have to understand that everything already is. I have to attune and be in alignment of everything I already have in me. And those are every single part of any type of feeling you already have inside you. You don't have to acquire it. You can feel happy right now if you want to. When you radiate that, you're going to invite people on that wavelength to you. But if you're radiating desperation, guess what's going to happen?
And people pick up on it.
Absolutely.
So do you think that dating sites kind of has made it harder for people to meet the right people because there are so many options, and it, like Facebook or anything else, it does kind of become an addiction where it's like a candy store rather than, they're judging the cover, not what's inside.
I do. I think people have forgot to meet themselves. People are afraid to meet themselves. They're afraid to be alone. And it could be the best thing ever.
But they're afraid to be alone, but they're also afraid to be intimate.
Exactly.
Like have real intimacy,
yes, but before they get to the intimacy, they have to be intimate with themselves. Intimacy isn't about sex. Intimacy is about finding out who you are and relating to that place and loving yourself, whether you are down at the moment or up. It doesn't matter. You have to love the whole of yourself. If you're not loving the whole of yourself, then you're waiting for something to happen and your life is on hold. What I'm trying to say is, and I'll give you an example. I had a client who came to me and said, I've come to you because I want to find a man. And I kept talking, hello. And I said, I tried to teach her the law of surrender. I said, it's when you let it go, it'll come. She couldn't get it. It took us about a year. And at the end, I said, I'm going to have to let you go because you're not getting it and I don't want to waste your time. And she went out very disappointed. And 2 hours later, something must have happened because she probably reached her brim and she phoned me and she said, you won't believe what just happened. I got on the bus, it was empty, and this guy sat next to me and told me that for a whole year he's been eyeing me but didn't have the courage to talk to me. And they've been together ever since.
Wow.
But there was something that happened when she left, where she just gave up. She didn't want to be in that position where she was being managed by these thoughts that her life depended on having somebody in her life. And what happens in the end when we do that is we don't have ourselves. When we're missing ourselves, how can we claim to be in a relationship with someone we don't even know who we are? So what I say is the journey first has to be into yourself. You have to find out who you are, and through that, it just comes to you. You don't have to look for it.
Right. So interesting. But why, why is that? Like, I mean, and then you look back and you realize how much time, years, energy people spend on will I, and then when it happens, it just happens instantly, and you wish you could, like, get that time back. Like, what's the first kind of tip to people of how to literally stop the obsession?
Well, I think the first thing is to understand that we're all addicted to something. Mm-hmm. And why are we addicted? Because we think it'll fill this void inside us. We're trying to cover up feelings instead of just feeling them. I even go as far as saying that feelings are energy fields. They're not even feelings. We've given them a name. When you do that and you say, I feel choked, or when you see that, you think, oh, I'm depressed. But the point is, if you don't give it a name and you're not looking for a story, you're actually left with a physical energy that you're feeling. And all you've got to do is actually just feel it. Breathe into it, allow it to go, and you're back. But nobody wants to feel. We're not afraid of the situations. We're afraid of how we will feel in a situation.
Ronny, thank you so much. And for more, go to Ronny Hatchwell on Facebook, and we'll give you all the information on Be It Will Be, your website, how to contact you. She's very good at what she does. And coming up next,